Hello and welcome back, fellow tankers, to another review with me, Coff33guy. Except that this time it's not really going to be a review. This time it's going to be a video on what I think, in my honest opinion, are the pros and cons to war chests. Now, this is a video I've been meaning to do for a while. I've been pulling together footage, but I think it's quite timely to do it now because of a few things that have happened. First is an apparent move by Wargaming to constantly have loot chests on sale, whereas before they seemed to have them on for a period and then take them off for a bit. They also had a long-running op, the long haul op, where you could earn some for free whenever they were available to purchase, and that seems to have now been removed as well. I don't know if this is a permanent thing or if it's just a one-off because it's around Halloween time. But it's also in response to a number of comments online in the forums with people stating that these loot chests are a guaranteed win. You can't lose, you'll always get more than your money's worth out of them. And I wanted to kind of look into whether this was actually the case with them. So what you can see starting to run in the background now are all of the loot chests that I have got for free through the long haul op over the months. I found that the long haul op does tend to give you more commander's chests than anything else, and in commander's chests, well, let's go back a step before I go in on commander's chests and look at what are loot chests to start with. So they're boxes of random contents. You can get anything from gold to XP boosts, in-game silver, free XP, and if you're very, very lucky, you can get a premium tank. As I just did there, getting the Tier 3 Soviet T-29, which I also had already, so I got the gold value of that tank as a refund. So all chests are guaranteed to come with a certain amount of gold. Commanders are guaranteed 150, but they have the lowest chance of getting a subsequent gold drop. It's only 17.4% at the moment. They also have the lowest chance of getting other potentially useful things. For example, premium time or hero cruise. And you're much more likely to get silver and free XP in these. And as you go up through the chests and spend more money, so if you go up to general chests, chance of getting a premium tank is still the same, still at 10%, but the base gold that you can get goes up to 275 to represent this, the extra money that you're spending on the chests. Your chances of getting multiple gold drops goes up a little bit more, so you get 20.5% chance of getting more than one gold drop and having it pulled together. You also get much higher chance of getting premium time, so 19.1% here, as opposed to, what did I say it was for the commander's chests, only 2.4%. And then again, as you go up to the heroes chests, which are the most expensive chests in the game, coming in at $3.99, your base gold a minimum will be 425, but you have a much higher 44.9% chance of getting a double gold drop in there. Although again, still 10% for a tank. So, general rule of thumb, you pay a bit more, your odds of getting stuff that's truly worthwhile improve. Now, these are the free loot chests from the Autumn Ops final stage. And this did make me cry with sorrow. If any of you remember the Grizzly review that I did recently, it's not a tank I got on very well with. Now I have two of the things stuck in my garage. The other advantage of hero chests is that the tanks that you can get from them are often much higher value. So if you do get a gold refund, you can make a lot more money. And that's why people tend to say go with the hero chests. So, what happens if you do go out and purchase those chests with a 10% chance of getting a tank? You should get one if you buy 10 chests, right? Well, not really. That's not how statistics work. So the way of looking at these really is your odds for each chest are still 90% chance of not getting a tank. And even if you buy 10, statistics don't stack, so if you've opened 9 out of your 10 and not got anything, it doesn't mean that you're 100% certain to get something in that final chest. The other thing that's really worth drawing attention to with these chests is that even if you do really well on the gold drops, which you're quite likely to because you've got a 44.5% chance of getting double gold drops. Even then, I found that the amount of gold has to be excessively high for you to get more gold than you could have got from just buying it, if that makes sense. So if you calculate how much it costs to buy the standard pack of 6 hero chests plus 1 free, and if you look at how much gold you can get free in them, let's assume you don't get lucky and you just get the base drop, so you get 450 each time. If you add that up, that still comes to about half of the gold that you could get if you bought the equivalent gold pack from the store. Right? So you really do have to get tanks in these to get more gold than you could just purchase in the store. And that's what people are often banking on. And so when people like Wargaming say that the content in these chests is always of equal value, well, they're not lying, but it's just that for many people, certainly myself included, the things like the XP boosts, the free XP, the silver, I wouldn't ever pay gold for those anyway, because, you know, I've got plenty of free ops sitting there, free XP boosts, sitting there from various ops that have been going on. I grind out plenty of silver as it is. I wouldn't pay real money for that. And so you're really relying on those tanks. And another factor to take into account as well is I'm a bit stingy. I tend to buy tanks that I want only when they come on 50% off deals. And so if you're getting tanks in this that you don't already have, but you didn't particularly want, and then you're calculating their gold value as being what you're getting in them, well, I wouldn't have paid that full value for that tank anyway. I would have just got it at half price. And so you've got to take it with a pinch of salt when these people come out and say you're guaranteed to get more than your money's worth in here. It's a way of looking at it. It's definitely not always the case. And as you've seen from here, you can go through a lot of these chests in a row and not come up with that much. So here we go, base gold drop, got some XP boosts, some crew XP boosts. And apologies, these are an older set, as you can see from the background. I've been storing them for time. Got a double gold drop there, so 925, but for £4 for that chest, I can buy, I think, what's a gold pack that you can buy? I think I can get 800 for gold for that in the store. So that was pretty good, I suppose. But that was a pretty lucky double drop as well. Got my second tank there, and obviously that being a defender, that is worth a lot of money, so I got a massive gold refund on that. But often, when you buy a set of these chests and you get 7, what can make or break it is just whether or not you get a single tank in one of those. If you don't get a tank, you get half the gold that you could have bought for that money. If you do get a tank, you can get quite a bit more. And that's the catch with these. And the trouble, of course, is the bigger a bundle you buy, the more free chests you get thrown in there. So it kind of incentivizes you to buy maybe a bit more. And so even if you do break lucky and you get a tank and you get your free gold, you probably spent more on the game than you would have on a normal month if the chests weren't there. And the cynic in me is thinking, Wargaming definitely know this, and this is why they seem to always be cutting down that gap when the chests aren't available and pushing it towards a thing where they're constantly available. And I really do hope that this latest set of events, where they took down the one set and straight away brought out the new Halloween monster chests, which I'm going to discuss in a second in more detail, and they've also brought out the new set of war chests at the same time, so no break in between, and simultaneously got rid of the long haul up, so you can't earn any for free. And I really hope this is just a one-off thing for Halloween, and this isn't a precedent for how things are going to be going forward. So I'm going to go through another batch of these hero chests again, see if that luck holds up the second time round here. So again, low gold roll, things like Gem White. I've got lots of Gem Whites already. I definitely don't need any more flags, and the XP and the XP boosts, well, it's nice, but you know, I've got plenty of them for free. So the only thing in there that's really of value to me is the gold. So these aren't really paying off at this level. And 850, so that's equivalent to what I could buy for that. So you've got to get more than that. Day of Premium's nice if you take the value of that at 250. That still comes in at less value than I could have bought for that 3.99 equivalent. So what this means is, if you want to do these chests, you've kind of got to go in with an open mind and be willing to accept that you have to give value to everything in there. Otherwise it's probably not worth doing it, in my humble opinion. So does this mean that I hate these things and will never ever buy any of them again? Well, not quite. Because the one advantage that they do have, that I really do like, is it's a bit like when you're a kid and you used to go into a store and used to buy those Pokemon booster cards. It was that thrill of not knowing quite what you're going to get. And it's all kind of useful stuff, and you could get something really good in there. And that's quite a nice feeling. And so if you're going in for a weekend and you know you're going to have a few days to play this game, and you think, oh, I might get a bit of premium time, might get some boosts that I can use, and if I'm really lucky I get a tank, buying one or two, it's quite fun. But I think it's just keeping that perspective that I would only normally be aiming to spend, certainly no more than 30 quid a month on this game. Ideally less if I could help it. And so if they've brought these out and I'm buying several big packs of them and spending nearly 100 quid on it, then the only ones who are really winning at wargaming, they're making a lot more out of me than normal. I guess what I'm saying here is you can get lucky on them. But in the short term, it's probably going to be you ending up spending more money on the game than you would want to. And in the long term, you would nearly always be better off just buying gold and buying the tanks you want half price, because you know what you're going to get then. These you don't know, you might get things that you don't want. That being said, there are certain situations where, let's say you just need a little bit of gold to buy something that's come up on sale, and you want to have a bit of fun while you're doing it. You can buy 11 Commanders chests for $11.99, and whilst these have got some of the lowest odds, you've still got 10% chance of getting a tank in them, right? And they still offer you that fun that you would get from opening them. So this is a situation just like that. I was trying to get one of the tanks half price. I can't remember what it was. I knew I only needed a couple of hundred, so I knew I'd get it for the base drops or whatever came up. And it's like, well, and out of their blue drops in the poodle. So there we go. Got my extra 6,500 gold for that, and made this very worth it, very lucrative for me. But I think out of this whole set, that was the only tank that came up. And so it's all absolute chance. If that one hadn't come up, then I would have only got half the value I could have got from just buying the gold. Now, that's my little rant on normal war chests over. What Wargaming have recently brought in, though, are what they call the monster chests, which we're going to have a look at in a second. Now, what are the monster chests? Well, these are a special Halloween variant that guaranteed to contain a hero crew. And these hero crews are in the form of monsters. I think there are 48 different types of them. So you have everything in there from Dracula to werewolves to zombies to Cthulhu, various other random monsters from different things. There are no boosts, very, very tiny amount of gold, very tiny chance of getting a tank, only 1%. But where the scowl comes in, where the sliding odds come in, is that you 69% of the time will get a crew with one skill already, right? That's pretty high odds. You know you're going to get that crew. And if you know you're lacking crews, you just can't be bothered to train them up. This is a really good way of doing it. You might get something really cool. And then 20% chance of getting one with 2 skills. If you're really, really lucky, 10% chance you'll get one with 3 skills. Now, a hero crew with 3 skills already, that is really good. That is practically useful. And I quite like this way of doing chests, because you're not setting yourself up to lose, if you like. You know exactly what you're going to get, and you know you're going to get something useful out of it, whatever you get. The only slight downside that I can think of to these is that it's random what nation the crews are assigned to. So you might end up with a ton of things for America or Germany, and you might be looking for like Czech crews. That's the only complaint I can think of with them. But other than that, I think this is a really good way of doing them. And as we can see from the ones I got, I've only bought 3 of these. I think I probably won't really get any more because I don't need any more crews. 2 of them came out with the 1 skill, but the last one I got, the werewolf, has got me 3 skills. I haven't got that many good German light tank crews, and that slotted in quite nicely, so I was really quite pleased with that. But I don't know if I'd be one of those people who went out there and bought a whole pack of 30 of them or something, because I just don't need 30 crews, right? You wouldn't be doing it for tanks at 1%. Anyway, there we have it. My humble opinion on loot chests. So if you enjoyed it, do hit subscribe. Do post your own thoughts and opinions below in the comments. And as always, I hope to be back soon with another review. Coffee Guy out.